Hey guys, DC Multiverse dude here. It's done. It's finally finished. I have completed my repaint of the Flash movie McFarlane Batmobile. And I just thought I'd do a really quick video just to show you how it turned out and take you through my tips, tricks and stuff-ups so that if you try and do this at home, you don't repeat the same mistakes I did, and maybe you can repeat some of the, things that worked out for me. So first up, people might be asking me, what did you use? I went through this in the earlier parts, but just for completeness, I used a flat black enamel acrylic paint. From my understanding, it's similar to matte. It's basically matte, but there it is. This is an Australian product, White Knight, I think, so you may not necessarily be able to get it, but there it is. Something similar, flat black will do. 2 coats of that. And then once those 2 coats are dried, I did 2 coats of the Mr. Hobby semi-gloss. Now, semi-gloss is basically a satin finish. Not quite glossy, not quite matte. Now, this was a risk. Everyone online has been doing, or not everyone, but most people online have been doing a matte finish with a matte top coat, if any top coat at all. I thought that looked really awesome, and I think it does look awesome, but the actual Batmobile in the movie does have some sheen to it, and it does pick up the light more than a matte finish does. So I thought satin or semi-gloss might be the way to go. And I was really happy I did this, 2 coats of this, because you'll see it's just got this beautiful, beautiful reflective surface. But it's not, you can't see your reflection in it. You're not picking up fingerprints. It's just this beautiful sheen. And I think it works really, really well. I'm so happy with it. Let me know in the comments if you think I've made a mistake, but I just think it looks great like this. You can see, let's turn it around. It looks pretty good to me. So I'm really happy. And the reason I'm happy is because I'm a total dunce. I don't customize anything. I've never painted anything in my life. I just think this has turned out really well. And I'm quite proud of myself, and it's really easy. So if you think, I can't do it, I'm gonna destroy my Batmobile, it's too hard, don't think that. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it. There's nothing to it. Let me share with you some of my tips and tricks. So tip number 1, don't bother disassembling. I know many people are disassembling it so that they can paint and mask with masking tape each component of the Batmobile individually. You don't need to do it. You can if you want, if you're confident, you can definitely do that. I didn't, and I still got a really good result. The only drawback from not disassembling it is, you'll see this. If I pop the canopy open, the rail there, you can kind of see, maybe not in this lighting, this is still the original grey colour because I couldn't paint that without spraying the interior. So, other than that, I don't see how you would tell that I didn't disassemble it. I think this has worked out perfectly. Number 2, I did not sand this. Controversial. I wiped it clean with some warm soapy water to get all the grease off, but I didn't sand. And I suppose the proof will be in the pudding. If the paint starts to deteriorate or chip easily, maybe it'll be, joke will be on me. But for now, the finish feels really good. The paint has adhered really well, it seems. So I wouldn't bother sanding unless you're really confident or you really want to. I think it's okay not to. Most of these sort of modern paint products adhere really well to ABS plastic, and I think it's worked. So I don't think you need to disassemble. I don't think you need to sand. What you really need to do is mask properly. And my masking, you'll see in part 1 of my video, it was quite tricky. It was time consuming more than tricky, but I took the time to do it, and I think it's worked out really well. When you're masking, I think the biggest thing, my biggest tip for me is to take care when you are cutting away the masking tape with a scalpel. You'll see the biggest error with my Batmobile, or the biggest stuff up during my process, was when cutting the masking tape away from the windshield, I have scratched the windshield. Right down there. So it's quite nasty. So that's pretty upsetting, but from a distance, if you look at it in most lighting conditions from a distance, you'll never notice. And if you pose it that way, you can't see it at all. So look, that's my biggest tip, is go easy with the scalpel. When you are cutting the masking tape away along these lines, the lightest touch is all you need. You know, just be very, very soft, very gentle, and you won't scratch up your windshield like I did. In terms of other tips, look, not many. Well, in terms of stuff-ups, you know, the canopy with the grey, query whether that's a stuff-up or whether you can live with it. I could live with it, so I didn't disassemble, but be aware that if you don't disassemble, you're going to need to hand paint that railing in there from grey to black. What else? Oh yeah, so around the back, you'll see equally I have chipped the paint on the taillights with the scalpel. That really just reinforces you've got to be careful with the scalpel. My biggest error really. Yeah, you just got to take more care than I did. I was a novice. I'll just show you what the headlights look like. I was really happy with how I taped that. I think it's worked really, really well. So yeah, my tips really are use a satin top coat over a matte base coat, 2 coats of base coat, and then 1 or 2 coats of top coat on top. And mask properly, be careful with your scalpel, and most importantly, have fun. It was more fun than I thought it would be. The taping was the worst part. The painting was really fun. And at the end of the day, yeah, just get this really, really cool looking Batmobile. Honestly, mine is one of the favorites that I've seen of any online of the repaints. I think I've done a really great job, which is not something I ever say about myself. So yeah, if you have any interest in doing it, I say just do it. It's easy. It's easy. Yeah, so if this has been helpful or informative, give me a like, chuck a comment, subscribe, all that. And I'll see you soon. Thanks.